Welcome to the Broken Sun. Okay, what's this podcast called? Right, good. I'm not sleep deprived. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Matt, are you sleep deprived and fine?
Yep, everything's great.
Yes. All I want for Christmas is a baby Yoda. Baby Yoda. Sorry.
I was about to start, but...
That needs to now be in the show. Just...
You can't ask for Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda has to come to you.
You can buy a fake Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
They are for sale.
For pre-order and they don't come out until May 20th.
Alas.
Actually, he's a boy.
Are we sure?
No.
I guess the subtitles did say he at one point, but who can say for sure?
Yeah.
It's a baby.
The baby is only 50 years.
The Hui Baby Yoda.
The baby's only 50. They still have time to decide.
Exactly. Welcome back, everyone. This is the Stories of a Broken Sun podcast. We're in our second season, just passing the halfway point now. You can see it out the window. Wave goodbye to the halfway point. This is Specters of a Broken Sun. I am Matt. I'm your friendly guide here, and editor, musician, graphic designer, just all around fantastic individual. And my pronouns are he and him. I am joined today by a trio of other fantastic individuals, and I will introduce them now. We are joined by Michael Blood.
Howdy, everyone. Michael Blood here. I play Slip on the podcast. My pronouns, as well as Slip's, are they, them. I'm very excited to see where this horrific ball goes.
Yes, something that many a basketball player has said in the past, I'm sure. Speaking of basketball, we have the very tall Velvet with us today. Tall in spirit, at least.
I am indeed the tallest. You may have seen me on Invader Zim. My name is Velvet, she, her, and I am playing Augustus, they, them. Also very excited to see how this shenanigan goes down.
And we are also joined today by Keekers.
Hi, everyone. It is Keeker, the smallest leprechaun. I go by she, her. And I like to make people laugh. I play CD, they, them, and you can find me online at various websites as Be a Space Cat.
Fantastic. And indeed, we are at a ball. We are at the Law Enforcement Ball. When last we left off, all of our heroes, with some air quotes there, were dancing with various individuals of note, and something bad happened. There was a glitchy apparition that showed up in the middle of the ball. Everybody appears to be locked into the sim, or at least the people you have seen attempting to log out have not been able to. And every time that this glitchy apparition has touched somebody, that person has disintegrated, or at least their avatar has, into voxels floating away into the air and leaking into the earth.
Now, this has only happened to one person so far, correct?
Yes, only happened to one person so far. So you're correct. Scientifically, we cannot assume that this is the outcome every time the glitchy individual touches somebody, because we only have one observed data point. Speaking of observable data points, I would like to observe the point of data that is what your characters are doing after this shocking revelation at the end of last episode.
CD immediately calms their friends, their comrades, and is like, okay, I have an idea. What if... Oh, wait, I should be doing this in the Skeletor voice. Okay, everyone, hold on to your chairs or something.
Your bed.
As the case may be for certain individuals.
Mike, don't feel bad. I'm always sitting on my bed when we record. Anyway.
That's my secret. I'm always sitting on a bed.
It's a terrible power.
But anyway, everyone, what if I try playing the violin to soothe it? That's the message. That's what you guys hear in your comm. You people,
Slip
sorry.
Puts their earpiece back in. What? After diving behind Whiskey Tango for safety.
Stand back, citizen. I'll protect you, Whiskey Tango says. He steps in
You
front
do
of you, and his coat of glimmering golden, his own police shields, sort of splays out behind him like a cape. It's very dramatic, and he reaches a hand out right next to him at a 45-degree angle to the ground, thrusting, and forming in his hand is a police baton.
He can summon police batons, Matt?
Of course he can summon police
Of course he
batons. He's
can.
Whiskey Tango.
What sort of question is that? I'm sorry.
Better than summoning guns.
Maybe he can do that too.
He could
Okay.
probably. He is a gun.
You mean like Megatron? He like transforms into one?
Thinking more like Bash the Stampede.
Okay. So CD hears that and is like, all right, everyone. My idea is that, well, I know no one is here is exactly innocent to be protected, but what if I try to tame it with music?
By all means, try it. I will be back here, putting as many bodies between me and it as I can, but I have the utmost faith in you.
Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. I say, Slip says as they run toward the buffet table.
That would be away from CD, I think.
Yes.
Just so you know.
Augustus, you will notice that you were dancing with General Griefer, but like the moment the danger appears, you can look over and there's just like a Griefer-shaped cloud of smoke. He's skedaddled. He's off somewhere. You see the tails of his jacket disappearing behind that same buffet table as he dives for cover.
The phrase you're looking for is yeet.
He
I don't think he's
yeeted
cool.
himself away.
I don't think he's cool enough to be associated with yeeting in any way.
The subjective would have had to have yeeted
Hmm.
or yacht. Yachted.
That's such a yachted himself. My English brain is exploding.
Oh, man. So that was a 50-50. I'm going to need a tiebreaker here. That was like a combo of the two voices.
You can just follow your heart, CD.
Oh, well, we know that.
Trust in the heart of the cards.
Okay, let's see. What would I roll for...
You have to tell me what you
What
think this
Oh,
is.
What do you want to do? And then we'll work out. what
Well,
the
it
approach
seems
is.
like CD pulls out of Hammerspace violin
Sure.
and is going to start playing it to try to get that body thing dancing in a synchronized dance.
All right. I'm going to start a clock here for the glitch thing. There's one clock there already labeled glitch. I'm just going to change the title of that one to glitch appears because that's what that was counting up to. And I'll start ourselves a new clock for dealing with the glitch.
So I know I'm always using my regular starting ability, but I do have another ability, and it's called Doctor Strange. Your research in fields of study are fringe, esoteric, and focus on the mystical. You may always handle precursor artifacts safely. When you study an artifact or doctor a strange substance, you may ask, 1, what could this do? Why could this be dangerous?
I think that ability will be very useful if you decide you're going to study this thing, or if you somehow get your hands on it without disintegrating. I'm not sure that how this relates to playing the violin, though.
That's you're right. It doesn't exactly. I was just thinking that this is dealing with it, and that I was kind of thinking that dealing with it is like handling something safely, but you're right. That's not exactly. That was really out there. I'm sorry. I haven't looked at it.
I think in this one case, they do mean handling literally.
Yeah, sorry. It was the type of thing
There's
where
no need
it
to
was like
apologize.
I couldn't. Well, to explain, I couldn't remember the exact wording. So I knew it was dealing with something, but right, it is not a
That's no
precursor.
problem. We have to try things in games.
So I'm going to study it, but CD does have their violin at the ready.
Okay. So
Before,
you were
like,
observing.
So CD has the violin and is like, wait a second, let me study this thing.
Okay. You are still in a risky position because it does not appear to have noticed you in particular as yet. It's still just randomly appearing and disappearing on the dance floor. So your effect of
CD is off
studying
the
it.
dance. Sorry, I talked without pressing a button. I was saying, and yes, CD is off the dance floor, if we remember correctly.
Yeah, you're not on the dance floor. Okay, so right, risky position. I think the effect of you studying this at the moment will be limited because it's just appearing and disappearing. It's difficult to get a lock on it or observe it for very long. So you'd be at risky limited as a basic starting point here.
Okay, I am doing risky limited. I got a 3, but I still get to ask one question.
Yes.
Since I am using my thing. Let me pull which one. Why could this be dangerous was the one. I've seen what it can do.
Okay. Why would this be dangerous?
Mm-hmm.
It is difficult for you to tell, but you have noticed that people are trying to, people are going into their T poses, which is how you log out of the sim, but nothing's happening. Like after a few seconds, they're still just standing there, and then they notice and start running away. Nobody in the area appears to be able to get out of the sim. No one appears to be able to log out. So whatever is happening to them here is going to be affecting their actual bodies, or at the very least, their actual minds within those bodies.
Okay.
And what it appears to be doing, you watch as it touches another person who is fleeing the dance floor but has stumbled. That person screams once again as they disintegrate into their voxels. It appears to be, you notice, the voxels are sort of linked by these trailing wisps of binary code that are shredding apart as they go. It is causing some type of severe damage to the code that allows people to exist in the sim here.
Okay, I get it. Was there a consequence for only getting a 3 there, or?
Yes, there's absolutely a consequence for only getting a 3 there. I'm just ticking a clock over here.
Oh, right, the clocks.
A beneficial clock?
Not in this case.
Okay, thought I'd ask.
Hey, it's always worth asking.
Yeah, so that came
I
up
don't
as
want to do
0.
analog.
There we go. I've ticked the clock discovered once. Because as you are doing this, the person with whom you were dancing and who has been nursemaiding your fake rolled ankle notices what you're doing and begins to suspect that you are not, in fact, what you claim to be. All right, what else is Lieutenant Fine?
Pluto
Yes,
Morse?
Lieutenant Fine.
Yes, Pluto. I remember.
Is Pluto Morse. And Pluto could obviously play the violin.
What else is happening here in this room?
What's Whiskey Tango doing?
Whiskey Tango is standing in front of you in a defensive posture, scanning the room. His fancy ballroom duds are rippling and sort of disintegrating as he undergoes what you might refer to as a magical girl transformation into his regular workaday uniform. It's hard to look at him as this happens.
Yeah, it's hard to look at him.
How
Period.
could you use something so pure and wonderful and use it on such a vile being?
I mean, that's capitalism.
How dare you? Well, Slip breaks for the buffet table to take cover while looking at the door that Tango had regarded during my sensual interrogation last session.
Right? Okay. You're heading for the door that has been glanced at. Okay, so is your goal to get all the way over there?
Without being noticed.
Okay. How do you think you want to do that?
Just like a good old Slip duckaroo by bobbing and weaving around people while being smaller than them.
Okay. If you want to do it unnoticed, you're probably going to skulk, I guess?
You giving them the slip?
Am I thinking of the right word? Skulk, yes. It sounds like skulk to me. Skulk to me. Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah, that makes sense. It's not a scramble, I don't think.
Yeah. Okay. You're in a risky standard position at the moment because there are a lot of people, but you know how to move through crowds.
Yeah, okay. That's a
Good
6.
job. Okay. You skulk your way over to that door. I will tick this clock up twice. You see the door has a pad there that is it's a digital pad of some sort that requires input in order to open. The door itself is locked if you try it.
Okay.
Augustus, what's happening?
I'm gonna go with my main strategy of just putting as many bodies between me and that thing as I can. So I think I'm gonna find. I'm assuming everybody here is a copper or copper adjacent. So I think I'll just be like, "Hey, go get that. Do your one job."
Okay. Are you trying to sway them into action, or what's your goal? What action do you want to use for this?
Yeah, I'm going for sway.
Okay. So, yeah, you're still in a risky position. I think the people who were going to respond to this threat well have already done so. So your effect will be limited unless you want to increase it in some way.
I'll take the limited. Let's see how this goes.
Okay. Well, you got a 6. That's good. So you are able to mobilize a few of the law enforcement ball attendees who were up until this point starting to run away or find their own escape. A couple of them are brought up short by your words, and one of them has a flashback to the day they were inaugurated into the police force, and they got that badge pinned onto their fancy new uniform. And I thought, to serve and protect, to protect and serve, and They remember for a moment their idealism and the reason they joined the force in the first place, which was not just for the great benefits, but also because maybe they wanted to help someone at some point. Hard to say, but their memory is jogged, and so they begin to turn back towards the glitching figure in the dance floor and start trying to set up a cordon around the dance floor to move the civilians out of there in a more orderly manner. So I'm going to tick up this clock by 2 of dealing with the glitch.
I mean, it's important to mention that there are good cops, but...
these are the ones now that are doing this.
Thank you. So, right. CD time. What will CD do if CD can't really try to tame?
You could still try to tame it. You haven't tried that yet.
Yeah, you're right. I should still try that. Right.
I've done weirder stuff in this game. Go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so CD is bringing the violin up to their chin. They have the bow, and they are going to try to, play. Particularly, oh gosh, what is the name of that piece? I knew I was going to play this piece. Or have CD play it.
Fugue.
No.
In the Hall of the Mountain King.
Sandstorm.
No. Great choice, but I don't know if that was what CD would have been going for in this situation.
By the great classical composer Darude.
Ah, yes, Darude, I remember.
Crap, YouTube, that's not what I was asking of you.
Oh, I know what it is. It's the song from the rave scene in The Matrix Reloaded.
No, I have it exactly. It is called the Danse with an S instead of a C, Macabre.
I knew it.
Oh, Danse Macabre. Yes, of course.
And what's great for anyone who knows anything about classical music or about this particular classical musical piece, what's going on in it is that Death is playing the fiddle and getting the dead to dance, which is what CD is going to try to do.
Is the glitch the undead? That is the question.
That is what CD is assuming. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to go with probably Sway?
You might be doing a tune or hack.
That's a fun way to look at it, hack.
I'm going to say a tune because it's in tune.
You put those eyebrows away.
Okay, so I'm going to guess risky? Very risky?
Yeah, this is risky. I'll say the effect is standard on this.
Okay, a 4. That's not a complete failure.
Hey!
Yeah,
Look
not
at
bad.
us.
Okay. I'm going to move this forward, this clock tick at once. Tick. For those of you who will be watching this on YouTube, the beat really dropped on the version of Danse Macabre I'm playing here right as I ticked that clock, so good timing. All right, I'm going to pause that before I get sued.
Yeah, we might be able to actually get it to play. Oh, we could probably find a copyright-free version of it to put in here.
I'm sure I could. Maybe I will.
Please! It's so good.
It's an excellent song. Is this song important to CD?
I mean, think about the name, think about the context. It's important to CD.
Okay. So this is a song that CD listens to often and probably has for a long time?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The apparition, the glitchy apparition, as you are playing this and as it is being cordoned off from the civilians and sort of kept in the dance floor by this impromptu shield of officers, it begins to coalesce just a little bit. The limbs and body parts are slightly less janky, and it's fizzing a little bit less as your notes reach it. And it stops in the middle of the dance floor, still flickering wildly, just at a slightly lower frame rate. And its face turns towards you. You are now in a desperate position, CD. That is the consequence of your action.
All's fair in love and war.
What's going on over by the door, Slip?
I think for just a brief moment, Slip is gobstruck that is working. Well, I gotta hand it to him. And then I put my hand on the pad. Is it like a number lock pad?
It's got a touch screen interface of some sort.
Does it light up at all when I touch it?
Keys appear, like touchscreen keys appear with letters and numbers.
Because we're in the sim, I guess there might not be anything mechanical underneath the keypad.
May or may not be. It's difficult to tell unless you log out. Or can you see out of the sim while you're in it? Is that something Slip can do?
That's never something I've thought of. Let's try.
Okay. Are you trying? So you're trying to see what's physically in this space?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see here. What should this be? No, that's the wrong character. You're not Augustus. You're Slip.
I am definitely not Augustus.
Your good friend Augustus.
You're clearly you're clearly confused since Slip is wearing some of Augustus's clothing items.
That is true.
I think this is actually a fairly textbook in the original game use of a tune. Just flipped. Instead of looking into the mystic stuff, you're trying to look out of the mystic stuff.
Yeah, it's like I'm constantly in the ghost field. That's right.
Yeah, so I'm going to, I'll say this is you're still in a risky position. The effect on this one, I would say, is limited because there's interference from whatever that thing is on the dance floor that is making it very difficult to get out of the sim to any degree, even if you're just taking a peek.
We have 2 gambits.
Have we used one yet?
I think we used one last session.
Yes, I believe
But you
we
have
did.
rolled a 6 on a risky action since, so you have another one back.
Well, there we go.
In fact, you have 2 back. You have, we'll say, 3 gambits.
Then let me... Y'all mind if I spend one for standard effect?
Go for it.
So I push myself for greater effect, and I'll roll.
Go for it. Okay.
It's a 4.
It's a 4. Okay. So you see underneath it, there is a padlock. So in the sim, it's a complex series of numbers that you would put in. But out of the sim, it's a physical lock. While you are out of the sim, the thing you notice is this area is actually, it's pretty nice. You are in the inner sphere here. So everything is very well designed. And this is while you're trying to push your senses out of the sim right now is like trying to swim through congealed molasses. As you're trying to push out, there is so much resistance. It's like you're shoving your face against a rubber wall and you're just trying to press it until the rubber thins out enough that you can actually see something through it. So that's the feeling you get. There's this constant pressure trying to force you back into the sim. As you notice this padlock underneath your hand, you also see something else that is not very pleasant. And the thing that you see that is not very pleasant is there is another hand next to yours, and there's nobody next to you in the sim. The hand that is next to yours here is green.
Oh no. Is it attached to anything, Matt?
You cannot tell at this point, but you are going to take the level 1 harm here. What's a good term for this? Creeped out? Upset? Shocked? Right
I think
now,
you're thinking
this is
of thoroughly rustled Jimmy's.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
Jimmy rustled.
Yeah.
Jimmy's rustled.
Yeah, there's something here with you that you cannot sense in the sim, and you are being forced back into the sim. You snap back into the sim just after you notice that.
I'd like to resist the harm.
Okay. I think this is a situation where we're not going to use our good old-fashioned buddy prowess. I think this is a resolve resist. Okay.
No stress.
You suffer no stress in order to shrug off that harm. You are able to put it out of your mind, or what is Slip doing to resist that harm?
I think initially, as I'm being snapped back, Slip is legitimately horrified, but Slip, that's immediately overcome by like really, really intense curiosity about what's happening.
Okay. So now you know what's there. There's a lock. Discovering that, I don't know if that would necessarily tick this up. I guess, yeah, you got a 4, so we'll tick it up once.
Cool.
Augustus, you have successfully used your words to get some of these folks doing what they are trained to do.
Do I see Slip over by the door?
Whether you see them or not, you might know where they are. I don't know if they've been updating you on their position or not.
I did say I was going to the door, but I have not spoken since.
Okay. So you're aware of where Slip was headed, at least, so you can probably look over there and see them.
Yeah, if I know if I know they were headed by the door, I will very nonchalantly make my way there.
Okay. I think all attention is on the creature now, so you shouldn't have much difficulty getting away. Not the creature, the apparition and the cordon, and also on CD, because there's a person playing the violin at a ghost thing, so people are beginning to look that way and pay more attention to that.
Because this is where we are at in this campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Never let it be said that I keep things easy in my seasons. I always like to mix up those genres.
It's heavily seasoned.
Right. Good. That brings us back to CD.
What do you think, Clickety Clacks? She's just looking for food.
Then that is what you must do. Assault the buffet
CD,
table.
again, I mean, see, I'm somewhat undecided at this point because I guess there is still technically the mission, but CD still is playing the violin and would feel guilty if they stopped playing, and the thing is staring at them.
Yes, the apparition is staring at you. It has stopped moving.
Ooh, I have an idea. CD's gonna try to doctor it.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
What's that look like?
Oh, crap. I just realized that CD doctoring is a pretty big giveaway. So
well, it depends what you mean by doctoring it, because I don't know what you mean by that. So, tell me the actions you want to do before we look at the move.
Let me see if I was thinking, like, you know, the weird, oh gosh, I can't think of the word for it, but the medical scanner that, like, Bones
tricorder?
Well, it's kind of a tricorder, I guess, in Star Trek that Bones uses. That's the sort of thing. It's a point and scan thing that CD wants to use, but I would say it would take up one of my load, but I don't exactly see something that would fall.
Let's take a look. There's a fine med kit. Hacking tools, med kit or fine med kit. I think any one of either med kit or fine med kit. I would say with the med kit version, it wouldn't be something you can do from a distance. With the fine med kit, because it can allow you to increase your effect. Allow you to increase your position or effect. With the fine med kit, then you might be able to use it from this distance.
Okay, so I'm going to click off the 2 boxes.
So you have 1 load remaining.
Yes, 1 load remaining, and roll a doctor.
Okay. You're in a desperate position, let's remember, but I will say that your effect is going to be great here. Your scanner effect will be great for reasons which may become clear.
Mark your XP.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, no, you rolled a dose.
Oh, dear.
What if we got best 2 out of 3, Matt?
What if I add an extra die surreptitiously?
Matt, what if, hear me out here.
You don't even know what's going to happen yet.
I know it's going to be bad because I can tell. You've got that GM look in your eyes.
Well, I have really good news, though. For the silver lining is that I will be leveling up at the end of this.
Hey, congratulations.
Let's hope we make it.
Hopefully there's no TPK.
We don't get dissolved.
It's okay. I've got backup characters for all of you.
Seriously? I mean, I have crate. Wait, is that counting crate?
No, it's not a little joke between me and myself and all these hidden cheats that I have on Roll20.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so here's what happens. You take out your fancy scanner and you point it at the apparition in the middle of the dance floor. Lieutenant Fine, who has been sort of huddling underneath the table next to you, looks over and sees you with a fancy scanner, and his eyes narrow, which means the first consequence is that I am ticking up your discovered clock by 1.
Oh, phew.
The second thing that happens is that the apparition opens its mouth, and it goes through about 7 different mouths during this process. Some human, some animal, and it disappears again. And when it reappears again, it is standing directly in front of you. It reaches out and it touches you, and you take the level 3 harm, disintegrating.
Oh boy! I'm totally not getting Avengers flashbacks.
As it makes contact with you, you can feel your body beginning to shred, and your mind screams whether or not you do.
I don't think CD actually physically screams.
That's fair.
It's, wait, you said level 3?
Level 3.
Disintegrating, okay.
Always good.
You can resist this, because if you take a level 3 harm, that's bad.
Yes, so I will try resisting that now. This is probably mind resistance, correct?
This is, in fact, an insight resist, yes.
So I just click on insight?
Yeah. You're trying to hold your mind together and your body together as this creature attempts to.
Can I take one of the gambits to get a bonus dice, please, friends?
Yes, I would like
Can you use... I'm trying to remember if you can use gambits to resist, can you?
You can definitely use it for all the other checks, but maybe not. I don't know for sure.
I don't think you can use a gambit to resist. I think you just have to use your 3 dice.
Well, then
Okay.
I salute you.
Oh boy.
That just means that you take 5 stress.
Okay, so you do take 5 stress, but it reduces that harm to level 1. So instead of disintegrating, CD, you are able to grab sort of mentally the fraying edges of your mind and with practiced care, knit them back together as if you were knitting together, say, a tissues or, bones. The types of things that CD is used to putting back together is what you are doing metaphorically with your mind.
Okay,
Did
this
you
is
just-
so canonically correct though, because CD has like kicked Trauma's butt in the ass again. I just realized what I just said.
Kick its
Yeah.
butt right in the ass.
Yeah. I'm going to kick you in your butt.
Okay. 2020 shirt idea. Kick my Trauma right in the
I'm gonna
butt.
kick my Trauma's butt in the ass.
So what's my
Anyway.
level 1 harm?
I think your level 1 harm is, let's see, shaken.
Upset. Nonplussed.
Bewildered, not shaken.
Peeved.
Definitely
Shaken
peeved.
is not stirred.
Around you, the room bursts into panic once again because the creature has now left the cordon of the dance floor and is out amongst the guests who had taken a break from running away to stare at you playing music, and are now running away again. So the buffet table gets upended as Lieutenant Fine leaps to his feet and scrambles backwards, smacking the back of his head.
This is a
No.
different table, isn't it?
Well, he was next to you.
Okay,
As
I
he was
didn't know
taking
that
care
we
of
went.
you when you.
I didn't know that we went to the buffet table, but sure.
I'm sorry. I thought that's where you were. Where were you?
We went off to the side. It was like I thought a different table, but it can be adjacent to the buffet table.
The table you were at.
Yeah.
Gets upended as Lieutenant Fine, in his shock, sort of leaps up and like, ah! And smacks the back of his head on the table. And the table flips backwards as he tries to scramble backwards and then falls over it. And the table sort of folds shut its legs onto him. And now he's stuck in the table. It would be very funny. It is actually very funny. It would be even funnier if you weren't in the middle of some type of mind battle with a ghost.
Yeah, is it still trying to touch me, or has it lost interest?
It is still touching you.
Oh, okay. So this is continuing. Okay.
This is an ongoing problem at the
Okay.
moment.
E.T.
And
is phoning home.
we'll swing back to it after we see what the folks over at the door are doing.
Okay.
What are you doing over at the door?
Escaping? No.
Yeah.
So I can't touch the padlock because I got zapped back into the sim, right?
You are effectively touching the padlock when you touch the representation of it here in the sim.
Interesting. Slip is definitely not a person who's strong enough to pop a padlock, even as a
No,
robot.
but if you unlock it in the sim, then it should theoretically unlock in reality.
All right. We'll give it a shot then. Slip would like to extend their consciousness into the E padlock, as it were, and just
Okay.
attempt to tear it apart.
All right. We'll call this standard effects. I think your position is still risky. Sorry. Wow.
All right. That's
I
triple
just-
ones again.
I'm just going to take a little screenshot of these last 3 rolls for
I want everyone to know that
our Twitter fans here.
I've not crossed any witches recently.
This banana.
This is not right. What is that? A 1 in 6 to the 6th power?
This is very unlikely.
I know.
This only happens very rarely.
It's like some sort of ghost has cursed us.
So Matt, tell me how hard I succeed.
Yeah, for sure.
That's how this game works, right? The low man wins.
Right. Yeah, that's absolutely true. You win the excitement of more drama.
Hey,
So, list of things that happen here. So, a risky position, 3 ones in a row. There's no such thing as a critical failure, which is good. So,
we'd experience that very often if there was.
yeah. And the closest to a critical failure would be, say, rolling 1 in a desperate position. Not that anyone's done. Oh, wait, no, there's one right there.
Don't know anything about that. That
Mhm.
didn't happen.
The things are going really well. So I'm going to tick up this discovered clock all the way. I think what happens is you are messing around with this padlock, trying to get in there with your hacker brains, and an alarm goes off. Now, normally, this would get everybody's attention because it would be a very loud klaxon sounding in the middle of a ball. as it is, most people probably assume the klaxon is a result of the ghost thing that's killing people and ripping apart their minds and bodies on the dance floor and no longer on the dance floor. So most people hearing the klaxon just continue about their panic. But a couple of individuals turn and see you doing something you are not supposed to. And one of those individuals is General Griefer, who has been hiding behind the buffet table and has line of sight over to where you are. He looks up and sees you there. He reaches down to his thigh, and now there's a gun in it. Your position has become desperate.
Good. I want XP.
Augustus, you're there with Slip. Things are going well.
Extremely well. I thrive in high-risk situations, Matt.
Mm-hmm. Chaos is a ladder.
Hey.
He said from his magical wheelchair.
That was one of Maeve's attributes, I think, back in Fate.
Sure was.
Do I deal with Griefer or the door?
What would Augustus do?
The door. I think Augustus just thinks Griefer is even more of a goober now after hiding behind the table.
That's a fair assessment.
He is a huge goober.
All right. I think I might try to do some spooky stuff to the door.
All right. What spooky stuff are you going to do to this door?
I'm going to clap my hands and shout open sesame.
Right?
That's not exactly spooky. That's more like fun.
Actually, if someone shouted open sesame at a door and it flew open, would you not be spooked?
I would be excited and clapping.
Well, we're different.
Two kinds of people.
Yeah.
Two kinds of people.
We're talking about the people that are excited about doors opening randomly and candy and...
All right, so this sounds like you're hacking?
I was going to go for a 2, and since I'm being spooky instead of technical.
Okay, you're going to go in with your brain meats. All right,
brain meats.
Desperate, and I think now that the klaxon is going limited, security systems are locking into place.
How many gambits do we have left?
1, 2.
Are you all cool if I use one more?
You have my blessing.
And that's the gambit's just the extra die?
You can use it for effect instead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Gonna use it for effect.
All right. Standard effect then.
Nice. That's a 2.
What?
What is going on?
Matthew Snapwave Y Caliber, what have you done?
We knew this instance of Roll20 was haunted. We knew this already. Now that there's an actual ghost in the scene.
It's all your fault!
This has been the worst run of dice I have ever seen.
I guess the game just really wants us to roll new characters.
You rolled a 2 and a 1.
You're going to get so shot, and I'm not going to help you.
Yeah, I mean, you do get shot. You do get shot in the back while you're doing this. But you open that door.
when your dead body falls through it.
You're pressing against the padlock / keypad, and you're extending your brain into it. And as your brain feels that lock click and begin to open, like you're pushing against it, it's stuck somehow. And then you get shot in the back, and your body falling on the door forces it the rest of the way open. But you also take the level 2 harm shot.
So
which you can
move, but that's fair.
At least it's not through the heart.
I mean, even if I resist, I already have a level 1 harm, so I don't know if I would just have to take the level 2 anyway.
You can have 2 level 1s and 2 level 2s.
Yes.
That's why they're split down the middle there.
Oh, so I'll try to resist then.
Okay.
I salute you.
That's prowess, of course. So
not
best of luck.
Not 1. Oh,
what? I'm gonna go play the lottery right now.
No!
Oh my goodness!
If you play the lottery, you're gonna lose money somehow.
How many ones is this?
9.
Let's see. In that resolve, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 ones.
11 ones
have been rolled in the past 4 moves.
Okay, can we now argue that ones?
Sorry, last 6 moves.
Can we say that ones are the new 6 now?
Well, they're the 6s of our heart because they push the story forward in interesting ways.
You get shot in the back, and then that green zombie hand starts to strangle your dead body. Sorry.
Well, here's the issue, Augustus. Did you fill up your stress already?
No, not yet. I have 2 bars unfilled.
Yeah, and you have to spend 5 for the resist you just did.
Oh no!
So do I just nullify that? I wasn't aware we had to spend stress.
Every time you resist, you have to spend 6 minus your highest die roll in stress to resist.
Yep.
Do I just roll over into trauma then?
Yes.
You do, which means Augustus... Okay. So the character disappears from the scene. They disappear in a way that makes sense narratively. You get shot in the back and fall forward into the door. Your body goes through the door and slip as you get up to, I assume, look through the door or follow it. Augustus's avatar is not there. It has vanished.